Let us start our discussion here. Now, let us start our virtual lab on refrigeration and air conditioning machine. Here, as you are not present in the lab itself, I will show you, I will share the basic details of the machine itself. We have 4 such machines. They are different from by as per the application defined by different evaporators and different way of different type of condenser itself. What is given here? First, we have to understand we have made only one classes of vapor compression refrigeration process, and at this moment we can't go the basic details of the machine, which basic components of the machine itself. But still, let us discuss which will help ourselves about these details of this particular machine itself. Now, here in any paper, we know we have everybody has a refrigeration, have some experience over the refrigeration itself, because almost everybody's home is supposed to have a refrigerator itself. So first we have to know what are the different parts which we are used in the refrigerator, and what are the refrigerants which we are supposed to use in vapor compression refrigerator itself. First of all, the heart of the machine, heart of a refrigerator is the compressor itself. Compressor is responsible for the flow of refrigerant throughout the system uniformly, as well as rise of the refrigerant pressure up to a saturation pressure itself, so which will help the refrigerant by progressively condensing and evaporating in different sections of the bath, and thus creates the refrigerating effect itself. Everybody is using a hermetically sealed compressor nowadays. Just a second. Just 1 second. Now, here what we are having, the compressor itself, means it is called hermetically sealed compressor. This is the hermetical sealed compressor, means around 1 to 3 pounds to work from 220 volts and 50 hertz of compression itself. And refrigerator R134A for refrigerators and R401A for refrigerator air condition, which we are using in our department itself. Now, Let us write it a bit. First most important part, the most important part or part of a refrigeration system is compression. What it does, it maintains flow, throughout the cycle. Cycle, not circle, and rise the pressure of refrigerants up to saturation pressure. Refrigerants are in a liquid form, liquid state, and gaseous state on different parts of portion of the cycle itself. Next is now we know the compressor here, and the refrigerant here is the working fluid throughout the circuit itself, and it can be 100 different type of refrigerants are available now. But in our machines, we are supplied with R134A and R401A as the refrigerant for respectively for refrigeration as well as air conditioning itself. Next part is the condenser itself. Now it is fin and tube type compressor, condenser type natural air cooled condenser itself, and capillary expansion valve. It will capillary expansion valve. It is used for expansion of the refrigerant in that expansion, and evaporator. It is air cooled based evaporator controls and control standard accessories itself. Now, what are the different accessories? There are different accessories means there are different items which are supposed to use in a refrigeration as well as air conditioning rig itself. One is energy meter, filter dryer, pressure gauges, suction and discharge imported especially for R134 refrigerant, digital temperature indicator, and switches for other parts and gas charging valve itself. Switches for other parts and gas charging valve or itself. Let us go through one video of our refrigeration system first. This is our vapor compression refrigeration test rig. What we are showing here, first, this is our condenser, which is
where we are using a cooling fan to cool the refrigerant passing through the tubes of the condenser. This is, we are showing our hermetically sealed compressor, and this is our expansion device or capillary device. This is a digital meter used for registering the power input, and the high pressure of the system is being registered here, running by the red line, and low pressure of the system is being shown in this pressure gauge given by the group green line. This is the temperature. This is the thermometer where we can show T1 to T6 temperature which is fixed at different points of the thermometer itself. Last, this is our refrigerator. This is our evaporator, which is looks like a tank, and which contains the cooling coils as shown here, and it cools the water, the pool of water contained here.
Just to start with, I have shown one of the refrigerator rig itself. What is shown here, the insulated cold chamber or evaporator, where you have seen that at the last there is a pool of water of square shape, which we are supposed to cool and under by this refrigeration system. Next, I have shown you the heart of the system, that is compressor, which is defined we have called as hermetically sealed compressor. Next, I have gone through, there is no such receiver side item here, but we have shown the capillary valve or expansion valve. And lastly, I have shown you the condenser itself. Now, and along with other exercises like energy meter and thermometer, digital thermometer, and pressure gauges, and filter dryer, pressure gauges are suction and SI. This is all also shown in this on this diagram itself. Now, a vapor compression refrigeration system always an improved type of air refrigeration system in which a suitable working substance termed as refrigerant is used here. Means it condenses and evaporates the temperatures and pressure close to the atmospheric condition. Where what is refrigerant doing? It is flowing through the system in some places in a gaseous form and some places in liquid form. And as per flow, and it is compressed and working in a pressure close to the atmospheric condition itself. The refrigerant does not leave the system at all, but circulated throughout the system, alternately condensing and evaporating. Although sometimes a certain amount of refrigerant is supposed to be added to the system. The vapor compression system very nowadays used for all purpose refrigeration. It is used for all industrial purposes, from small domestic refrigerator to a big air conditioning event. So, what is the essence of this paragraph is, we are using vapor compression refrigerator everywhere, almost everywhere in our refrigerating as a refrigerator, and we are using a refrigerant which is a liquid of different properties other than the air in our old air refrigeration system. Here we have 100 different varieties of refrigerant, but these refrigerants are, or whatever it may be, it always moving throughout the system, and it is does not added or going out, added or drained out. And same thing, same refrigerants are used day and day. Of course, sometimes a few certain amount of refrigerant we can add to maintain the balance of our system itself. Now, a vapor refrigeration, what is happens that yes, sometimes refrigerant we are supposed to apply, we are supposed to applied to improve the load of the system itself. There is a different process, a different space, which I did not point it out like very clearly, but it is there. If possible, I'll show you when you will come in the practical class. Next, now let us go through what is the mechanism of vapor compression refrigeration system. So what is the compression? First of all, it is at low temperature and pressure. Refrigerant is a vapor stream drawn from evaporated the compressor through an inlet suction valve, and where it is compressed to high temperature and pressure. This refrigerant of high temperature and pressure discharged in the condenser to the discharge valve B. Let us go through this schematic sketch again. First of all, we have to know now what is the meant by high temperature area as a high temperature site, as high pressure site, as well as low pressure site in a refrigerating system. You know, the refrigerants are the working fluid which is circulating throughout the system, and it is sometimes of high pressure and it is sometimes of low pressure, and which is just defined as high. And where it is high pressure, under high pressure it is defined as high pressure site, and where it is a low pressure it is defined as low pressure site. So why it is high pressure? From the end of the outlet of the compressor, it goes to different pressure gauges. Is also shown as shown in our test strip. Now this is the high pressure side, which is generally denoted by red tubes, and it goes through the condenser, which is also high pressure, under high pressure, and then it goes to the receiver itself, where it is from the top. It is the liquid refrigerant generally formed. First of all, accumulated, and the top it is going up to the expansion valve itself. Next, what happens after it is expanded? Its pressure becomes low. So this pressure here, from at the outlet of the expansion valve, there starts the low pressure side, and you start going through the evaporator itself, and then coming back to the inlet of the compressor itself. From here, the outlet of the expansion valve to the inlet of the compressor is called low pressure side, and from the outlet of the compressor to the inlet of the expander is defined as high pressure side vapor. Both these sides have a pressure gauge. Here it is a pressure gauge. It is marked blue as showing that it's a low pressure side pressure gauge, and this pressure gauge which is marked at red to show that it's a high pressure side pressure gauge. So what happens? There is another problem. That refrigerant is liquid in certain portion, in liquid state in certain portion of the system, and it is in gaseous state in certain portion of the system. And where it is liquid, where it is in the liquid state, here at the from the expansion valve, it is become low pressure liquid vapor mixture. From here it is in liquid state, it goes through the evaporator, where it is vaporized to the and by drawing the latent heat from the cold chamber itself, thus making the chamber cold. And it is from the outlet, it is from the it is throughout this evaporator system, we have this coil of refrigerant where it is being evaporated, and at the outside it's supposed to be totally vaporous condition. So when it comes through the lower pressure phase and goes inside the compressor, it is in vaporized state. So compressor is compressing the vaporized refrigerant to high pressure, and from B it is vaporized in the vaporized state, goes to the condenser itself, where this vapor of liquid refrigerant rejects some of the heat to the outside atmosphere, and is conformed to the liquid refrigerant inside the condenser itself. Then it goes to the through the receiver, goes to the expansion valve, and from expansion valve it goes to the evaporator itself. So what you see from the condenser, from the midpoint of the condenser, maybe more or less on the midpoint of the condenser, the refrigerant is in liquid, and it is becoming liquid more or less at the midpoint of the evaporator, and here it is called vaporized. Then as a vaporized phase, it comes in and goes out from the compressor itself. And so what is very clear, compression is handling the compressed and is compressing a vaporized refrigerant, and it is very clear the expansion of throttle valve, expansion of capillary valve is expanding a refrigerant in the form of liquid state. So compressor refrigerant is vaporized, and for evaporator refrigerant is liquid. And for evaporator itself, there is the expansion of throttle valve, it is liquid. And so at the evaporator, it is converted from liquid to vapor, and from condenser, it is converted from vapor to liquid itself. So this is more or less the cycle of the vapor refrigeration system. And we are using this energy meter to mark our energy. Energy level means how much power you are consuming, say for a period of 1 hour or a period of 2 hours for making a full of water cold to nearing to 0 degrees centigrade itself. Then the filters are directly grind and pressed inside the cylinder. Pressure gauges are here to show the low pressure side and high pressure side. What is the low pressure side pressure? What is the high pressure side pressure? And digital temperatures are indicated to give there at the temperature at different points with 0.100, say 0.100 flows. And switches are there for starting and closing the throttle valve, closing the system itself. And we have the gas charging of valve, which can be used to charge the gas additionally if it is less than our requirement. So let us see. Let us show that video once again to clarify this portion.
Hello, this is another vapor compression refrigeration test rig. Here we are having the compressor, hermetical seal compressor in front of us. Next we are having the condenser, which is air cooled here and not cooled by any fan itself. Over it we have our two pressure gauges, which indicates the high pressure and low pressure of the system. High pressure is the red gauge and green is the low pressure itself. And in front of us is the evaporator of the system, which is inside a glass full casing, and inside we are seeing the these tubes carrying the refrigerants surrounding this refrigerator system. Next we are having the digital watt meter, which is measuring the power input during the process running of this test rig, and below it the main switch of the system, and above that the thermometer, which records 6 different thermometers as per its setting T1 to T6, which gives us the thermometer of temperature of different portion itself. And below everything, which is showing our expansion device or throttling device, which works as an expander of the system itself. Okay.
Now, let us go through a portion of the valve itself. Just 1 second. What we are showing here, the vapor compression cycle system. First of all, experiment number 1, which I have shown earlier. What we have, the initial power, which is shown here, is as 1.1, and the final kilowatt hour is shown here as 1.2 itself, 1.3. So duration is 2 and 2.25 hours. The pressure, high pressure initially was 12, and finally it was 12 kg per cm square. And low pressure side, the low is equal to 1, and finally is equal to 7. You see, there are 6 temperatures we have recorded: T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6. T1 is the fixed temperature, fixed at compressor discharge outlet, means what is the temperature of the refrigerant at the outlet of the compressor, and fixed at the compressor suction line, means as the inlet of the compressor, that is given as T2. So T1, which is highest temperature in the system, it is 45 degrees centigrade, and for finally after that 2 hours it becomes 63. And inlet system of the pressure is 23, so more or less remains same initial and final. Next, T3 is fixed before the compressor with the temperature of the refrigerant which is going inside the compressor in vaporized state. That is 40 degree, and it doesn't change much, but become equal to 42. And after it's come out of the formulation, it will become liquid in a liquid state, and its temperature is not reduced to up to only 48. And finally, it is 40, more or less 40. So these two temperatures that doesn't change during the form itself. Next, this T5 is the fixed after the capillary tube, means after the expander, it becomes 23, and which at the outlet, the pressure becomes 43. After outlet of the compressor, pressure was 43, and at the outlet of the expansion, the pressure reduced to 23 itself. And finally, it is reduced further to 9. So finally, where the compressor, it was compressed to 69 kg per cm square, and after expansion, it is reduced to 9 kg per cm square. Inside the temperature initially, before the reading, we have taken as -1 degree centigrade, and it's also is equal to -5 degrees centigrade itself. It is given as not by a thermometer, but by our sensor device itself. So inside the bottle, we can initially, we have checked the temperature as 28 degrees centigrade, more or less at the room temperature, and it reduced to 6 degrees centigrade, which is pretty cold, nearing to the 0 degrees centigrade. Then air evaporator we have shown in the first case is air-based evaporator itself, which looked like a ring of pipes and fitted with different fins. And next refrigerated use is R134A. The mass of the water kept inside the bottle or the full bulb itself is given as more or less 1 kg itself. 0.82.56. Mass flow of the refrigerant is 0.0015. The COP of the plant and COP of the cycle itself, this is given by this formula. M into Cp into delta T, which is the duration divided by power input, and cycle M into Cp T5 into T6 duration power input in the kg. The specific heat of the water generally given as 4.8 kJ per kg, and specific heat of refrigerant is given as 0.126 kJ per kg. At different time, at different temperature of the water in the bottle, kept in the evaporator, delta, which is the difference in temperature, that is equal to delta T final and initial, which is given as 163.23 temperature degrees centigrade. The final capacity engine will be around COP of the cycle 1.44, and final tonnage capacity will be around 20 tons, like 20.05 kg per second. Now, in the second compressor system, what we have seen, the power included was initially 4.1, finally remains same. Power finally remains same 4.1, and initially it was 4.1 and finally it was 4.3 itself. Now, duration of the here was not that high, it's only 1.25 gigs present, 1.25. The pressure in the kg per centimeter square is the high pressure initial and 8.88, and final the final pressure high pressure is initially 8.88 high pressure, and it becomes 11 kg per cm square high pressure. Low pressure initially was 7.7 and finally was 7.8. And temperature results in the reading T0 is temperature inside the chamber, which is measured as initially 0, finally almost initially 32, almost room temperature. Finally, it is returned almost equal to 0 itself. And T2, T1 fixed at compressor outlet, means at the outlet of the compressor, temperature was 42 initially during start and become 57 degrees centigrade here during the end of the cycle itself, end of the operation itself. Fixed at the temperature suction line is inlet of the compressor is 27 initially, it will be reduced to 10 initially. And if temperature before the condenser, means when the whole portion is in a gaseous state and it will convert it into liquid, it will in the liquid state it is converted into gas. And temperature initially was 42 and it raised to 55. And temperature after the compressor fixed, it became reduced initially 42 and remains 40. And temperature after the capillary tube becomes, means after the expansion, 29 initially and finally 17 initially finally. And fixed at evaporator outlet is 20 degree, 8 degree, and it is minus 1 degree centigrade finally. Temperature sensors, T0 Now condenser is become thin and tube type air-cooled condenser. Evaporator is water-based itself, and represent here also same 100 R134A. The fan motor is a condenser fan motor with fan and grams 79.20, and mass of water kept inside the with only around 7.92 kg. COP and mass flow rate of the refrigerant is around 0.003 kg per second, and COP of the plant cycle follows the same formula, and heat is also at the same formula, and COP the refrigeration is 1.26 kJ per kg. Delta T, difference in temperature of water inside the cooling chamber is 662.11 degree Kelvin, and it is the tonnage capacity will become 27.8 kg, and COP of the cycle will become 0.24 to 1164. Now, let us go move further about the compressor and condenser itself. What is the mechanism of simple vapor compression refrigeration system? So, for this computer, I'm telling you again, a low temperature and pressure instead, the refrigerant in a vapor state down from the evaporator itself to the compressor, evaporator to the compressor, down from the down from the evaporator itself to the compressor through an inlet valve, and where it is compressed, This is the compressor, this is the evaporator. From the evaporator is coming to the compressor, next goes to the condenser, next capillary pipe, then goes back to the evaporator itself. So what is doing? Refrigerated vapor stage drawn from the evaporator to the condenser through an inlet valve, and valve A, which is compressed to high temperature pressure. The refrigerant with high temperature and pressure then discharge into the condenser through and discharge valve B. So from the high temperature pressure refrigerant in a liquid in a gaseous form with high temperature and pressure is discharged into the condenser through the discharge valve B itself. Condenser itself is the condenser cooler consists of boiler pipes, which are shown in this our video itself, in which refrigerant with high temperature and pressure is condensed to liquid from, and during the change of state rises its latent heat to the surrounding air. And so what is condenser doing? It is releasing the heat, and from it is just condensing the vapor refrigerant to liquid refrigerant, and which is received its high temperature and pressure is condensed to liquid, and which during change of state releases the latent heat to the surrounding air. So the surrounding of the air should be heated to a certain extent. Receiver. We have shown a receiver here, although it is not shown in our in all of our system. The condensed liquid from the condenser is stored in the vessel, and where it is supplied to the expansion of throttle valve itself. So what is the expansion and throttle valve? The function of an expansion and throttle valve is to convert liquid refrigerated high pressure and low pressure to the low pressure and temperature and set the evaporator itself. So throttle valve or expander is getting the refrigerant in liquid form and at very high pressure and low temperature, and it reduces the high pressure to low pressure and low temperature, then sent to the evaporator itself for on phase change from liquid to gaseous itself. Now evaporator, it consists of coils of pipe in which liquid refrigerant at the low temperature is evaporated to gaseous refrigerant at low pressure and temperature, and thus absorbing the liquid refrigerant of vaporization from the surrounding media, which is to be cooled itself. So what is compressor is getting? Compressor is getting the temperature, compressor getting the refrigerant at low temperature and pressure. It is raised the pressure as well as temperature to a high extent. Then, and this is sent to the condenser itself, like this picture here. It's sent to the condenser, where that's vapor at high pressure and temperature reduces to liquid condenser at low pressure, reduces to high pressure and high temperature, but in liquid state, then goes to through receiver. It is goes to the expansion where high temperature and pressure is reduced to low temperature and pressure. Expander, from the expander, it is went to the evaporator itself, where it is again converted to the gaseous state, so thus drawing all this latent heat of gaseous of evaporation from the surrounding of the inside cooled chamber, evaporator chamber, and thus it is conformed to gas and gaseous form when it comes out, and then goes to the compressor once again. So this total cycle of operation is repeating one again and again. In any compressor system, there exist two pressure conditions. One is called high pressure side, another is called low pressure side. I have shown you the high pressure side starts from the outlet of the compressor by the delivery valve B through the pipeline to the condenser, and then through the receiver up to the throttle valve. This full portion is a high pressure area of the system, and it is termed as red itself. The low pressure side starts from the outlet of the throttle valve or expander, and through the pipeline from throttle valve to the evaporator, and from the evaporator to the suction line of the compressor itself. Then in the evaporator, it is converted from liquid to gaseous form.